Hi there, my name is Sydney and welcome to my October TBR and Physical TBR challenge update. I really love the way I've been doing my TBRs this year, but I've been struggling the past couple months to complete them because summer is just an insanely heavy travel season for me, and so I haven't really completed the last several months. But leading into September, it is currently the end of September right now, I'm feeling really good about this month's TBR, and I feel really good about October TBR. I feel super confident about the books that are in here and being able to complete them. My 5-category system is ensuring that I'm reading diversely and around the world and stepping out of my comfort zone, and I'm really loving the results so far. So the 5 categories that I read from every month for my monthly TBR is Heritage Month and Identity Recognition Days, Read the World Challenge, Priority TBR, aka 25 in 2025, Continuous Series, and pick another book off my Physical TBR. I am actually going to be home for literally all of October, which is the first time in months and months and months that's going to happen. I'll be traveling throughout the weekends, but all of the weekdays I am here at home and have access to my Physical TBR. So for our first category for Heritage Months, October is actually LGBTQ plus History Month, and I'm going to take that as an excuse to try to read through a ton of the queer books that I have on my shelves. Now, I really can go through and pick out a ton of books, but I think what I want to do is read through some of my Illumicrate books. I know The Last Hour Between Worlds is queer, and it's a time-traveling romance. The Treachery of Swans is a Sapphic The Swan Princess retelling. I think those are the two I'm most leaning forward to right now as we're heading into fall. They just feel more fall-like to me, but I also have a ton of other books on my Physical TBR down there that are Sapphic, so I might root through those piles when the time comes, but right now those are my leads for that category. October is also National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and I am going to carry over a book that I didn't read earlier in the year for another Disability Awareness Month. I don't remember what month that was, but I'm going to read my alternative from that month, which is Year of the Tiger by Alice Wong. She's a disabled activist, and I think it's like part memoir, part informational text. I'm not 100% certain, but it came very highly rated. For our second category, for the Read the World Challenge, the country that I randomly picked off of the piece of paper in my large jar is Myanmar, which I think is also called Burma. I really don't know too much about it, so I'm looking forward to watching my monthly YouTube videos to learn more about it. But through my research, I did find I found a couple historical fictions that really stood out to me, but the one that most stood out to me is called Miss Burma. It kind of goes through a lot of Burma's tumultuous history, but it's heavily influenced by the author's mother and grandmother. I don't know if either of them actually were it, but it follows the story of the family of the first like Miss Myanmar, I think, or Miss Burma. And so I think that's going to be a really interesting book on a lot of levels. The third category is Priority TBR. I have its own shelf right there. For October, that is spooky season, it is dark academia season. The ones that I think most fit in could do the Atlas 6. This book has been staring at me for an incredibly long time. This is the indie pub version. I don't remember how I got it because it's been that long, but this is a high contender for Priority TBR for this month. I also have Babel, but to be fair, I think I've decided that I want to read R.F. Kuang's books in order of publication because this scares me, and so does Calabasas. The Starless Sea would also be a really great option for October, and If We Were Villains, which is classic dark academia, I think would fit really well. For the fourth category, Continuous Series, I am in the middle of so many series, it's not even funny, and I keep starting more, and I'll slowly chip off one book and then like go back to another series. So I have so many that I need to prioritize. I don't know exactly how many I have on these shelves behind me. The only one that I know off the top of my head that I have on my shelves is House of Roots and Ruin. I've been trying to read this for so long. I've read House of Salt and Sorrow 3 times. I love that book so much. And the last 2, I reread it in preparation to read this book, but I just never got around to it. So I really would like to read this. I think this is going to be the highest priority, but I do have other series that I listen to on audio or on Kindle, but I want to really prioritize my Physical TBR. This is the one I have most in my head. I do want to continue the Legendborn cycle. I'm sure there's others. There's definitely others. And lastly, pick another book off the Physical TBR. That is not going to be a problem in October because I'm finally home. I have access to my books. I'm in such a reading mood recently. I just want to read all of the books on my shelves. I have so many reading vlogs coming up, so I intend to read a ton of the books on my shelves for those reading vlogs, but then also pick a new book for this part of the challenge. So really, I could pick any of the books behind me, which leads me into the Physical TBR challenge update. I did cheat a little bit. I got home from my trips about a week ago, and I finally decided after months of being iffy about it that I was going to take all of my cookbooks and my travel books, like my Guide to Vienna 2012 kind of books, off of my reading spreadsheet. I've had them on there for a long time, and I think slowly I've been taking them off, but I finally just cleared all the like non-travel memoir books out of there because they were really cluttering up my my spreadsheet, and they were tanking my reading percentage because obviously I haven't read all of those travel books. So exactly a month ago, I had 776 books, but I've only acquired 2 books since then, but my new number is now at 756. So technically I lost 2 books while I actually gained 2. I got Hecate off of Barnes & Noble pre-order. This book is insanely gorgeous. I am a huge mythology fan, and so when I saw this book a few months ago, I was like, yeah, you're getting pre-ordered. And then the other book is unknown to me because this just came in the mail today and I have not opened it yet. I'm gonna do that after this. I meant to do this beforehand so I could show off the book, but maybe I'll include a picture of it because I don't know what it is, but I did include it in that count of 2. So currently sitting at 756 books owned, 531 of them are unread, which brings my percentage up to 29.8% books read. It was at 28.5% last month, so really getting those travel books off didn't help too much, but that's okay. Everything helps because my goal remains to be hoping to get to 35% books read by the end of 2025. So I have about a week left of September. I have all of October and all of November and all of December, so about 3 months. And to hit that 35% completion goal, I need to read 40 more Physical TBR books. And for every book that I acquire in that time too, I have to read it as well. So if I get 10 more books, then I have to read 50 to reach that 35%. I think it's possible. I think it's totally possible, especially if I start getting over myself and start listening to audiobooks for books that are on the shelves. Or I just start reading all of the smallest books out there. But honestly, not too bad. I would really, really, really love to be under 500 by the end of the year on my Physical TBR. Once that starts, hopefully then I can say that I have less than 500 on my TBR. I don't know. I think it's a mental goal. That'd be helpful, right? But either way, I'm pretty happy with how my shelves are looking, how my TBR is looking. I have a really fun month of reading ahead of me. Some really, really fun travel blogs planned. Sorry, not travel blogs. I mean, kind of reading vlogs in which I will be traveling around, I guess. A lot of ideas planned. If you have any videos you'd like to see from me, please let me know. I put them all into a list, a master list, and I put them into my calendar, and I like to plan everything out very far in advance. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.